Good morning. Welcome to our week 12 English Maritime course. So, for today, I think this will be the mm, English topic that we are going to the last part of our English topic to be discussed for this quarter. Because on the next week, we're all going to have a new discussion about maritime. So here, So when we are traveling, so we discussed before why English are very important. So this time we will tackle about when you are traveling and ordering food or in the restaurant. So I have here some words. So these will be some words also in an English term. So first, I have here what we call menu. So the menu, when you go to the restaurant, you're going to ask for the menu. So this is the list of food and beverage options available at the restaurant. So this paper or this small card, you will see all the available food and drinks on a specific restaurant. So you're going to choose on this, and it's called a menu. So when you look at the menu, you will also see what we call an appetizer, or sometimes it's called starter. So it is a small dish served before the main course. So it's like a small dish to boost your appetite. So they will serve this only in a small serving and before your main course. So it's called appetizer. So we have here now what we call the main course or entree. Entree. So the primary dish of a meal, typically larger than an appetizer. So this will be your main course or the main food when you buy in a restaurant. So main course or entree. So after you eat, after your main course, oh, and you're looking for something sweet, then we will have what we call dessert. So dessert is the sweet dish or course served at the end of the meal. So this is will be your last part of your meal. So it's called dessert. Beverage or drink. So a liquid consumed with the meal, such as water, soda, juice, or wine. So anything that is liquid or that when you drink it, it's called beverage or drink, simply called drink. So there are types of eaters. So we have here what we call a vegetarian. So vegetarian is a person who does not eat meat. So their dishes are prepared without meat. So they only eating vegetable from the word vegetable. That's why it's called vegetarian. So when you go to the restaurant, you can request this or you can check if they have a menu for vegetarian. We also have here a vegan, what we call vegan. So this time, vegan is a person does not consume any animal products. So aside from meat, they did not have from, did they then eat or consume any dairy, eggs, and other animal-derived ingredients. So aside from meat, they don't eat anything from came from animals. So fully vegetable, and here as I have here example in my picture, this is not meat. It is a tofu from soybean, right? So we have vegetarian, we have vegan. We have here also what we call special of the day. So meaning on a specific day, maybe these restaurants are offering what are their best food or that they can offer on that day. So it's a special dish or menu that is unique or highlighted for the particular day or for the particular event. We also have here what we called reservation. So we have here what we call a waiter or waitress. A server who takes order and serve food and beverages in the restaurant. So waiter if it's a man and waitress if it's a woman. So again, we have here what we call reservation. It means you reserve a certain or a table advance. So I have here now what we call chef. So chef is the professional cook responsible for preparing and overseeing the kitchen. So this is the head of the kitchen. So he will be the responsible on operation inside the kitchen for the foods and for the other stuff. So now we have what we call bill or check. So this is your, when you are paying now, when you're done taking all your, consume all your food, then you will ask for the bill. So this is a statement of charge of the meal that needs to be paid. So you will see here in your bill if everything is correct or all your orders are taken. So you will see this here in your bill. Next word that we have here is what we call tip or gratuity. It is an additional amount of money given to the server as an appreciation for good service. So we give, sometimes we give some tip to the waiter or the waitress if it satisfy our needs when it comes to their services. So next we have here to go or take away. So when we say to go, when you are ordering food or drinks, they will ask you if it's for dine in or for take away. Sometimes they called a, is it for to go or for here? So food ordered to be packed and taken away instead of dining in the restaurant. So it's called a take out, to go, or take away. So we have another what we call table number. So the table number, it is the specific number of your table assigned for your group or for your reservation on that day. So you will see it on your table. There will be specific number for your table. So here, we have here what we called again gluten free. So when we say gluten free, meaning this is the food or food items that do not contain gluten, protein food in wheat, barley, or rye. So, gluten free. So, this is the, sometimes they use this for those people who are on a diet. So, this all, um, the common food with the flour, bread, or as you can see here, we have pasta, and even some alcoholic also. So next, we have what we call condiments. Condiments. So condiments are the sauce, dressings, or spices used to enhance the flavor of the food. So you can see we can, part of the condiments is what we call the soy sauce, the vinegar, and other things that we use to enhance the flavor of the food. So here, so not all of us are allowed to eat everything. So if you, there will be an exemption on the food, it means you have what we call allergies. So the dietary restrictions or the adverse reaction to specific ingredients. You can say like when you eat or when you say you are allergic to peanut, meaning when you eat in a restaurant and you don't know your food contains some peanut, then your body will have a reaction on your food taken. It's either it can be dangerous because sometimes you'll get um patch patches all over your face, your tongue will get thicker, and the worst case scenario for these allergies is it close your the throat, the breathing part of your throat. So you should have take note of this if you have allergy on a specific food. So we also have what we called here a non-alcoholic beverages. So when we say non-alcoholic, it simply do not contain any alcohol. So these are the juice or the healthy drinks. And also we have here what we call self-service or buffet. So this is the style of dining where the customer serve themselves with a selection of food. So when you go to the restaurant, if it's self-service or buffet, so meaning you're the one yourself will be getting the food what you want to take or what food you want to consume. So self-service or buffet. Non-alcoholic does not contain any alcohol. Okay? So I have here some questions or phrases again that you can use when you are in a restaurant. So first we have here, could we have a table number like for 5 people, please? Oh, could we have a table for 4 people if you are four? So you can say it like this or ask like this. What do you recommend from the menu? So if you don't know what do you want to eat, so you can simply ask recommend from the menu or what are their best seller or known for their restaurant. Is the dish spicy or mild? So some people cannot take any spicy food. So they need to ask, is the food spicy or mild? Or is this food spicy or not? So can I see the wine or beer list, please? So if you're looking some alcohol drinks, you can ask the waiter for assistance and or ask for the menu for the wine or beer. Are there any vegetarian or vegan option available? So again, like what I discussed, there's a certain people who are vegetarian or vegan. So they only eat vegetables. So you can ask also this in the restaurant. Can I have the bill check, please? So if you're done and then you need to go, you will ask for the bill. Excuse me, could I get some extra napkin, please? Can we split the bill? Check, please. So in the restaurant, you can do this. You can split the bill, meaning if you want at two separated or the total amount of your bill, you want to divide it by two. So you can have a two separated bill or split bill. So I'd like to order the dish or specific dish that you like, and then please. So if you are a regular on this restaurant or you are craving from a specific food or dish, you can ask this way. So I'd like to order the dish, please. Could I have a glass of water, please? You can also say, can I have or could I order some glass of wine? Can I make a reservation for tonight? Or if you have a specific time to go in a restaurant, you can say, can I make a reservation for 8 p.m. tonight? Like that. So you're making an advance booking for your table. So is it possible to customize the dish to my dietary preferences? So some restaurants offer like that. Like you can customize the food or the dish based on what you need or what your preferences. What are the daily specials or chef's recommendations? So it may be their what we call the best dish that they can offer or the food that they are known for that specific restaurant. So here, excuse me, I have food allergy. Can you accommodate special dietary needs? So of course, when you are eating in a restaurant and you have allergies on a specific food, you can notify the waiter so they can so the chef will prepare something special on your dish or um remove the food you are allergic to. So now we have here what we call when we are when we are traveling, of course we're looking for some shops. You need this. You need to learn some English phrases as well. Because while traveling, we often see colorful souvenirs and around every corner. So viewing souvenirs from travels is something families with kids often do. So we have to learn English and how to communicate with the shop owner. Okay? So I have here not only shopping, but it's also about when you are going to the grocery. So I have here a first word. So grocery store, or sometimes you call it a supermarket. So this is the large retail store where you can purchase food and household items. So in the shopping store or the grocery store, you will see a shopping cart. Or some people they called it trolley. So this is the wheeled basket used for carrying items while shopping. So we have here also what we call the aisle. So the aisle is the pathway between shelves. So this is the shelves or displays in a store. And then this long pathway is what we call the aisle. So in the aisle. So in the grocery, you will also saw or you can check a lot of brand. So we called it brand. So this is a specific company or manufacturer of a product. So these are the names of the brand. So we have here what we call the price. So the price is the cost of the product. So when you're checking, of course, all products have cost. So when you are buying, they have a certain specific cost. So sometimes in a store, we also saw this word, the sale. So sale is the discounted price or special promotion on a product. So you can see some products called discount, like 50% discount, 30% discount, or 5% discount. So, so meaning these products are on sale. So when you are done purchasing your food or in the grocery in a shopping mall, you have to pay it in what we call cashier or till. So this is the person or area where you pay for your purchases. So when you are done paying and the cashier already put everything you purchased, then he will give you some what we call the receipt. So this is the document that serves as a proof of purchase and itemizes your purchases. So we have here what we call the cash. So when you are paying your purchases, we have two options on paying. So it's either we use our cash or the physical money or what we called here the credit card or debit card. So this is the plastic card used for making electronic payments. So we have your cash or credit card or debit card. So here, same as the discount, we have here the word discount. It's also same with the word sale. So a reduction in price for a product or item. So we called it discount. Another word that we have is what we called here checkout. So checkout is the area or process of paying for your purchases. So we have here now what we call shopping bag. So the shopping bag are the provided by the store or carry your purchases. So and also we have here what we call the souvenir shop or gift shop. So the souvenir shop or gift shop is the store that sells mementos and unique items related to a specific location or event. So souvenir shop, it sometimes is the store or gift shop on a specific location or destination that offers some related products on the local area. So in the souvenir shop, you can buy some souvenir. So this is the art item purchased to remember a place. So mostly in the souvenir, what we can see is like the ref magnet from the name of that specific location or something that local specialty. So these are the product or food item that is unique to a particular region. Hala. Why? So when you are in a shopping store, you can, we also have here what we call the size. So particularly, this is the measurement of the product, like on the clothes or on the shoes. And here, we have here the word shelf. So shelf is the flat surface where products are displayed or stored in a store. So shelf is where every products are displayed. So it can be categorized. It depends on the product. Like for drinks, for the candies, for the meat, like that. So they put it in a different shelves. So here we have what we call a salesperson or shop assistant. So in a store, there's a specific what we call salesperson or shop assistant. So this an employee who assists customer. So everything you need in that store, if you need assistant, you just have to call and ask for a salesperson. So they will give you or provides information regarding on that store. So here travel questions you might need while you are on a shopping. So we have here some example is this. How much does it cost? Or do you have this in a different size or color? So if you have a specific item and you want to change it on a different size or color. Is there a discount on this item? Do you accept credit cards? Could you gift wrap this for me? So if you buy something for a gift, you can ask for assistant or salesperson to wrap it like a special for gift wrap. Is there a return exchange policy? So it happens sometimes if you bought or purchased the wrong size of the item or wrong color of the item. Can I get a receipt, please? So you should always ask for the receipt of your purchase. Why? Because you can check there if they put the correct item or if you are paying the correct item of your purchase. Do you have any other similar item? So if your first choice is not available, then you will ask for other similar one. So another question that you can use also when you are traveling is there a warranty for this product? So meaning, especially if this product you purchase is an electronic, right, or appliances. So you will ask for a warranty. So meaning if there's something uh, it get broken or troubleshoot, you can uh, return this in a store because it has what we call a warranty. Hmm. Can I see some more option in that category? What material is this made of? So if we are not sure of materials that the products are made of, you can ask for the salesperson. Hindi nag-record. So here again, apology, I got cut off. So as we continue, so here, how do you ask if this a specific item is on a sale or discount? So simply asking, is there discount on this item? Or can I try this on, please? So if you want to fit in and to be sure of the item you purchase, you can ask for assistant to try it. So do you accept credit cards? So if you don't have um, cash on that time, you can simply ask if they accept card payment. Do you accept credit cards, right? So could you gift wrap this for me? So if your item is you purchase it for as a gift, so you can ask the store or some salesperson to assist you and gift wrap the item that you purchase. And then, is there a return exchange policy? So it happened if your item, just in case you purchase the item in the wrong size. So sometimes the store advise only 3 days or 7 days exchange or return exchange policy. Can I get a receipt, please? So when you are done purchasing your item, excuse me, you should ask for the receipt. Why? So you can check. It's either they put the correct um, item or you purchase the correct item. So, so meaning if you purchase one or if it's not available anymore, so you can ask if there's a similar item. So next question that you can use also is there a warranty for this product? So when you are asking for the warranty, especially if you purchase for a like an appliances or electronic items, so we should usually this item also have a warranty. So in certain events, even we purchase a new one, we encounter some problem. So you can return this to the store because it includes the warranty. So next is, can I see some more option in that category? So what material is this made of? So if you are not sure on the material, you can ask the assistants. Can I get a discount if I buy multiple items? So some stores offer discounts, right? Especially when you buy um, more than 3 or 4 items. Are there any sales or promotions happening? So if you are not familiar on the event of the store, you can ask if they have promos or sales. So do you offer international shipping? So it's like if you are a tourist and you need to deliver your item in other country, you can ask the store if they do a international shipping. So do you have or do you accept foreign currency? So big stores or well-known stores, they offer or they accept a foreign currency as your payment method. So now we have here what we call when we are traveling or sightseeing. So when you are a tourist, I have here some other useful phrases to help you communicate in English during sightseeing. So first we have here the word tourist attraction. So the tourist attraction meaning it is the popular place or site that is visited by tourists. So it's a specific location or destination well known by the tourist. So we also have here what we call landmark. So landmark is well-known feature or structure that is easily recognizable and often of historical or cultural significance. So there's a certain landmark. Aside for the tourist attraction, it includes the landmark of the place. So as a tourist, of course, especially if you are new or your first time visited on that country or place, you need what we call a guidebook. So this is the book or publication that provides information about tourist attractions, maps, and recommendation. So our map also sometimes include in the guidebook. So map meaning this is the visual presentation of the area. So if you are not familiar on a certain area, you can use your map. So here I have here the word tour. So tour is a guided visit or journey to explore and learn. So, you do this by group or sometimes you join by the group. So, tour, you are a group of people going and doing some activities on a specific location. So, you also have here what we call tour guide. So, a person assigned for you or to guide you during your trip or during your tour. So, when we say sightseeing, so sightseeing is the activity or visiting or observing interesting places and attractions. So, you just looking on the places. Museum. So we have here what we call the museum. So in the museum, it is the place that exhibit collections of historical, artistic, or cultural artifacts of public viewing. So in the museum, you can see some old artifacts from the past that they keep or they still stored or memorable from the history. We also have here what we call a gallery. So the gallery is the establishment that displays and sell works of arts. So you can see lots of pictures in the gallery. So pictures tell us some stories. Some story in the past, story in the present. So they're all just stay or displayed on the wall. So we have here now what we call a monument. So monument is the structure or statue built to commemorative a person or event or historical significance. So this is the example of monument. So meaning they commemorate the or this person or the event that happened on this a certain place. So this is the way to acknowledge the important event, important person on that day. So we have here now what we call a cathedral. So cathedral, it's different or same with the church, but the cathedral is a large and important church, usually the seat of the bishop. So bishops are the some of the highest rank in the priest or in the church. So monument or cathedral. We have here what we call a historical site. So historical site is a place that holds historical significance and provide insight in the past. So as this example, it may be structured during the past and still standing until the present. So architecture. So we have here the word architecture. So this is the art and science of designing and constructing buildings. So like this. So architecture is the one or to study on designing some buildings or some uh, site. We also have here what we call a sculpture. So sculpture is three-dimensional artwork created by carving, molding, and casting. So this is also part of the art. So when we are molding or carving, so we are making a sculpture. We also have here what we call a plaza or square. So plaza or square is an open public space in a city or often surrounded by buildings and used for gathering or events. So this is like a plaza or bigger than the park. So we have here also what we call the fountain. So fountain is a decorative structure that releases water. So maybe we saw all this, right? So this is what we call the fountain. So when we are traveling or sightseeing, we have here also a useful English expressions. Like, can you recommend any must-see attractions in the city? Or how do I get to museum or to the specific uh, attraction or destination from here? Is there a guided tour available for? So people sometimes they don't want a hassle tour. So if you want a hassle-free one, so you will ask for a tour. This tour also you can check this on the municipality of the city or in the hotel. Some hotels are offering some tour as well. So what time does museum open or close? So if you want to catch up on their operational time, so this is how you ask the time. So what time does or a museum open or close? Is there any entrance fee? So meaning, is there a fee? Entrance fee is what we call if there's a payment before you enter the premises or the specific place or attraction. Can you provide a map or brochure for the local sites? So if you're not familiar on a specific places, so you can ask for a guidebook or what they call brochure or map. Is photography allowed inside the museum, especially in the museum? For taking photos, especially with flash, are not allowed in the museum. Why? Because the flash can destroy these artifacts. Are there any discounts available for students and seniors? So some places offer different prices for the students and seniors. Is there an audio guide or guided tour available in English? So not every foreigners are able to speak or understand English, right? Or some, they couldn't understand the local languages. So they asked for the English guide. Can you tell me a bit about the history of this specific landmark, right? So if you are curious, why is it standing there or why they built it? So you can ask for the history. Are there any nearby viewpoints for panoramic view? Are there any specific guidelines or restrictions for visiting? So we have to consider also when we are visiting some places, we should be um, familiarized about the prohibited or restrictions to do or bring on a specific places. Can you recommend any good walking routes or scenic trails in the area? So if you just want to walk around on a area, but you want to see a good places still, you can ask this way. Is it possible to book tickets for attractions in advance? Or are there any special events or exhibition happening at the museum or on that attraction? So this English useful expression, you don't have to memorize this. So it's only a guide for you when you are traveling. So you will be familiarized on these words also. So next time when you are traveling as you at least you have remember and or you have a little bit of knowing how to communicate with the locals. So when we are traveling, we do not wish anyone any problem with health or emergencies during your vacations. But once they happen, it's good to know some English phrases also useful during communications with the doctors and other authorities. So we have here some vocabulary that we should learn or remember in a English term. Like for this word, we have emergency. So emergency is the unexpected situations requiring immediate actions. Help assistance. So requesting um, aid or support on a different situations. So another word that we have is what we call hospital. So hospital is the place or medical facility where um, people receive treatment for their illnesses or injuries. So that is hospital. We also have here what we call a doctor or the physician. So the physician, or what we call the doctor, is the one responsible or professional who to diagnose and treat illnesses and injuries. So the doctor is the one you need when you are concerned about your illness or injuries. We also have here what we call an ambulance. So the ambulance is the vehicle equipped for transporting people who are ill or injured to the hospital. So special vehicle to transfer the illness or injured person. So we have here another word here is injury. So injury is the physical harm or damage to the body. Okay, so that is injury. So we have here now what we call, so again, illness or sickness is a state of poor health or specific medical condition. So next word that we have is what we call first aid. So the first aid is the initial medical treatment provided to an injured or ill person before the professional medical help arrives. So we do this to certainly um, avoid more serious injury. So we have to apply some first aid. So we also have here our word medication. So the medication prescribed or over-the-counter drug use for treating or preventing illnesses. So it's like over-the-counter medicine. It also helps us in our first aid. So if we have food allergy, we also have, we call, in a medical, we call allergy, right? So this is the negative reaction of the bodies immune system to a specific substance. So sometimes there's a people also allergic to the medicine. So it's under the medical condition because also professional or doctors are treating these kinds of allergies. So we have here pain. So pain is the unpleasant physical sensation or simply discomfort. So if you are feeling some discomfort on your parts of your body, so that will be our cold pain. So emergency contact. So this is the person or someone to be notified in case of emergency. So we all know the emergency contact is the 911, okay? Or any medical emergencies you need on your certain area. So we have also here what we call is the insurance. So the insurance are the coverage that provides financial protection in the case of unexpected event. So, so insurance also cover up some medical insurance, right? So meaning it is the paper or contract that deals also your medical needs or to cover all your medical needs. Pharmacy or drugstore. So this is where the store you purchase your medicines or any medical supplies. A pharmacy or drugstore. So we have here what we call CPR. So cardiopulmonary resuscitation. So CPR is a life-saving technique used to revive a person. So CPR also considered is one of our first aid, especially when people we know it's not breathing, right? Everybody can learn CPR, right? It's really important to learn this in case of emergency. So these are the example of some emergency or useful English expressions to use during the emergency situations or at the hospital. Like help, there's an emergency. So emergency or help is like getting the attentions of someone that there's a needed for help or assistance. Call an ambulance, please. I need urgent medical attentions. Is there a hospital or clinic nearby? I've been injured. Can you please get some help? And then I'm feeling unwell. So if you are unwell or you feeling something a bit off, so you can say unwell. Or is there a available doctor? Where is the nearest pharmacy? I've lost my medication. Can you help me to replace it? Is there an emergency contact I can reach out? I need to go to the emergency room immediately. I'm allergic to. Please be cautious. So it's just informing some medical assistant, medical person that you are allergic to something. I feel dizzy or nauseous. Can you provide any assistance? So these are just as useful phrases or expressions that you can use during your emergency. So I have here also some useful English idioms. So when you say idioms, like other way of telling, like for this example, hit the road. So meaning it's to begin a journey or start traveling. So hit the road. Sorry, on the go. So constantly moving or traveling from one place to another. So on the go. Catch some rays. To sunbathe or enjoy sunshine. So rays is the sun rays. Break the ice. To initiate or start conversation with a stranger. So it's like break the ice. Off the beaten path. Away from the usual tourist routes or popular destinations. So off the beaten path. Beaten like popular. Take a rain check. So it means to postpone or reschedule a planned activities or event. Travel light. So to pack only essential items or avoid carrying excessive luggage. So light only. Or you can say get lost. To explore without a specific destination or mind. Just going somewhere. So there will be no planned trip, just going somewhere else unplanned. So get lost. So breathtaking view, meaning an extremely beautiful or stunning sight. Itchy feet. Itchy feet, not exactly the itchy feet. Okay, so when you say itchy feet, it is a strong desire to travel or move from one place to another. You can say also, I have a jet lag. So if you are tired, the fatigue or disorientation experience after traveling across different time zones. Home away from home. So a place where you feel comfortable and at ease as it were your own home. Go to the extra mile. So to make additional effort or go beyond what is expected. So live out of a suitcase to constantly travel or move around. So and lastly, have a whale of a time. So just to enjoy experience. So you have a free time. So these are some of the idioms that you can use also. So when you are traveling, okay? So that will be the some English phrases that you can learn when you are traveling. So I hope it you learn something and you know some of these English phrases. Okay. So next week we will have now the maritime terms or like maritime vocabulary. So will be your last part on your English terms. Okay? Again, thank you for listening.